Mr. President, my name is Ojus Okalo. I represent Abia North Senatorial District. On the electoral amendment, Mr. President, my colleague, Senator Alero, have just said it all because we must define the role of security agencies, where they will work and where they will not work. Where the Nigerian people are tired after how many years of democracy? We are still going to court when people win or lose election. We should learn from other civilized countries by people no longer going to court. If INEC said that Mr. Senate President that you won, and nobody's going to argue that. So let election be credible. This is an opportunity for you, for me, for everybody here to put the best technology, to put the best anything that we can use to make our elections free and fair. Because, Mr. President, you are not listening to me. I need attention. I need you to give me your attention. I've only one asked me to start, and one is coming in.
Okay. You just mentioned my name, that whether I won or not, that's why I came in.
So, Mr. President, whether you are the only one president now seated, there's only one president now seated. You won. So, Mr. President, we should go back to beavers. Improve beavers. The technology is very good, but it's wrongly used by our people. People should make to know how many people that will be in the polling unit, people who are supposed to be here, people who are not supposed to be here. I propose that we must strengthen this legislation so that people will be free. Leaving it empty is to the detriment of the nation. Where the nation have grown to our democracy, we must respect INEC. What their result is should be the best result. Mr. President, technology is where everybody is going now. We should move fast to make sure that all these technologies, as we are voting, people are reporting back. People are having back the result, so that electronic voting, so nobody will complain. Because APC will not complain, PDP will not complain, Labour Party will not complain. So everybody will be on equal basis. My colleagues, you people should be serious to make sure we come together and be serious about this thing. Because not saying tomorrow that a dominant party have done this or that. This is an opportunity for all of us in these chambers. Don't shy away. The opposition mostly, this is the time to put everything we need in this electoral version of things. Thank you, Mr. President, for giving me the opportunity.
The Chief Iraqi Dixon. And also, I'm sure that even myself and Senator Baribe, who have been around for almost 2.5 decades in these electoral matters, I know you don't care about political party, you win election in any party. You have a lot of experiences, but you will agree with me that since PDP left, the elections have improved tremendously in this country. Because I recall, I've been close to most of the presidents since 1999. And I recalled in 2007 when I won as a governor, our then president, may so rest in peace, President Yaradua, had to come out publicly to say that the election that brought him as president was totally flawed. I don't know whether you know that. He said it, that it was totally flawed, that the election was full of inconsistencies and rigging. Since then, we have plugged the holes. So now, imagine this last election. We had to go up to Supreme Court, arguing as to whether winning the Federal Capital Territory was the only reason why you should become president. Instead of FCT being counted as a state for the purpose of calculation the 2/3, people are saying, no, win FCT and then you have won presidency. So you can lose in 36 states of the federation, but once you win FCT, that automatically you have become president. And they wasted time. They had panels upon panels in different television studios, and at the end of the day, we got to Supreme Court and back. Common sense could have told us that that was not the intent of the Electoral Act. So we can only do our best. Nigerians will still do mischief, and for those of us from Anambra, we know that there are people who travel abroad during election, crafting papers, and immediately after the election, they go to court. And they would submit papers that you can't even fault. And then suddenly you find them inside the Senate. And the real winner is crying outside. I don't want to mention the name, but Senator Alero, you know the person. no need. So we must find a way to plug the loopholes of such occurrences so that we can have a better electoral system. But just to add, so we can go into other businesses, is there anybody who is opposed to this electoral amendment going for second reading? Anybody who is opposed to the Electoral Act amendment going for second reading? Senator Garba, are you opposed to it? Maidoki, are you opposed to it? If you are not opposed to it, let's go for second reading, because we still have Lagos to go and ventilate our thoughts. No, but this time around, I bow to you. I defer to you. So please say something.
To be able to comment on this very important issue, sir. And I would like to commend Senator Siriake Dixon, first, for making it possible that the law should allow INEC to be the one that will prove their election instead of the other way around. The INEC has the voting materials, have the PVC. I saw it on newspaper just last 2 weeks that INEC is requesting 1.5 billion for somebody to get a certified root copy. That is absurd. But largely, sir, I have seen election. I know I'm a first timer, and you know we went through baptism of fire. I have seen election where the guideline has clearly stated this ABC. People were declared winners with less than 100 votes instead of saying the election is inconclusive. And those people were never prosecuted. INEC didn't do any post-mortem to say, look, what you did is wrong, and bring those perpetrators to book. I think INEC need to, after each election, see where the infringement are, who acted on that infringement, and actually prosecute it. And lastly, sir, is diaspora voting, sir. Sir, I understand diaspora remittance is now more than the crude oil income coming into this country. If these people are so patriotic to be bringing in dollars, when some of us politicians will be taking this money out without any job, they have sweated, get the money, brought it back to Nigeria so that it will improve our economy. Why are they not allowed to determine the future of this country? Thank you, sir.
No, it's important because you are talking to Nigerians.
Yes, sir.
You said they brought in money so that they can determine the future of Nigeria.
No, they should be allowed to also participate in determining the future of Nigeria. The diaspora people.
So because they bring in money.
Yes, sir.
Into the country.
Yes, sir.
They should be allowed to determine the future of Nigeria.
No, in participation with other Nigeria. Don't get me wrong. So that they can vote. That's what we are saying.
I thought those of us that are in Nigeria should be excluded.
No,
While those who bring in money should be allowed to determine.
No, we don't want you to be excluded. But those people are very patriotic, Your Excellency.
The Senior Senator Ekon Samson.
Interested in this conversation because even our very uncommon president was a witness when I won election from Uyo prison. So this topic has a strong attraction to me. I think it cuts across theaters of conversation. It has to do with our trusteeship, with our social contracts. I've always been of the opinion that ghosts don't rig elections. Ghosts don't appear and rig. It is the players who compromise, who subvert the clear rules that have been set up and outlined. I think the pith and substance of this conversation has to do with our attitude to electoral integrity. I am firmly of the opinion that unless we firm up our electoral integrity, we leave our democracy in peril. We don't lack laws in Nigeria. We have a welter of laws. The major challenge we have is the implementation, is the enforcement of these laws. And that's why the issue of sanction, where there are clear infractions in electoral process, has a strong attraction to me. So as we look at the gaps in electoral law, it is imperative that we address the issue of sanctions, which will also serve as a deterrent. I wrote somewhere, you recall that I do a lot of poetry, and in one of my poems, I lamented that outside we condemn Oyenosi, but inside we still vote. And that in electoral process, there are two types of feel. They feel, or what looks like they feel, as much as possible. In addressing the issue of integrity in electoral process, we must ensure that the feel is actually the feel, and that the results clearly reflect the will of the people. That is the substance of this conversation. That we have to see ourselves, that the players must see themselves as trustees of the mandate of the people, as people who have been given some mandates to play out, and that we must have respect to the will of the people. As I said earlier, it is the operators that create the problem. Whatever gaps that we need to fill up, if our behavior falls short of basic expectations, we continue with this cycle of discourse. But I think that this offers a clear opportunity for us to correct the imbalances, to right wrongs. And I wrote somewhere about the road wrong. Whether something favors us today, we must always look at the larger picture. Where our electoral process is full of gaps, we might well be entrapped by in those gaps tomorrow. So as much as possible, we must make laws that stand the test of time, laws that entrench core values. And to me, there are no better values than those values that have to do with our electoral system, because they go to the foundation of our existence. So I'm clearly persuaded to find merit in this amendment, and I trust that we will look beyond the moment, come out with a law that will outlive us, that will ramp up the confidence of our people. At the end of the day, the world will be very happy that Nigeria, whom the world looks up to, has a very, very solid premise that we can use to drive our democracy. Thank you.
The Senate Senator read the second time. Say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk of the Senate. Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to repeal the Electoral Act number 13 of 2022 and enact the Electoral Act 2025 to regulate the conduct of federal, state, and area councils in the Federal Capital Territory elections and for related matters 2025, second reading taken. This bill is now committed to the Committee on Electoral Matters to report back to the Senate within 2 weeks. Leader of the Senate.